A tiny island once grew into the richest city in Europe. How could such a small place become so powerful? It all started with smart ideas and brave risks. Who wouldn't want to know its secrets, right? Venice was small, but its ideas and trade reached far across the world. Ships from Venice carried goods, money, and ideas to Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. People trusted Venetian banks more than any others in the world. Leaders made smart rules for trade and money that kept Venice safe and wealthy. Merchants worked hard and took big risks, but their clever choices made them powerful. Other countries watched closely and wanted to learn from Venice. Venice became more than a city. It became the heart of global trade and finance. Now, let's dive in and explore how this tiny island rose to become a banking superpower. From swamp to strong city, Venice began as a small group of islands in a wet place in northern Italy. People came there in the 5th and 6th centuries to hide from soldiers and bad tribes after the Roman Empire ended. They built wooden houses on sticks above the water. They also made canals to go from one island to another. Venice was in a very good place for trade because it was between Europe and the countries of the East. Ships could carry spices, silk, and gold safely to Europe. Venice did not have many soldiers, but smart leaders made deals with nearby lands to keep the city safe. The city grew slowly. Careful planning helped it become rich. By the 10th century, Venice was already a busy city for trade and ships. Even though it was small, it became very important. Trading treasures from afar, Venice got rich by trading with many countries in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. Merchants brought silk from China, spices from India, and jewels from the Middle East. Ships left Venice full of things like glass, cloth, and pottery. They returned with silver, gold, and other goods. The city made money by charging taxes on goods coming through its ports. Venice built strong docks and safe places for ships. By the 13th century, Venice controlled trade between Europe and Asia. People trusted Venetian merchants because goods were safe and trade was fair. Venice became a place for money, culture, and new ideas. Venice's smart money system. Venice was the first city in Europe to have strong banks. Banks helped merchants keep their money safe. They also gave money to merchants who wanted to buy or sell more things. The banks changed money from different countries so merchants could pay easily. Merchants did not need to carry gold on long trips. Banks charged small fees and kept careful records of every coin. By the 14th century, Venice had one of the most trusted banks in Europe. Merchants from other countries came to Venice to keep their money safe. Banks gave Venice power because they controlled money. They also helped merchants become richer. With banks, Venice could build bigger ships and trade with faraway lands. The money system helped Venice stay ahead of other cities. The secret power of merchants. Venetian merchants were not only sellers, they also had power in money and government. They knew the fastest and safest ways to move goods far away. They lent money to kings, popes, and other merchants. They built big ships to carry valuable goods. Each merchant knew prices, trade routes, and markets better than anyone else. Venice shared some secrets only with trusted merchants, so the city could stay ahead of others. The wealth and knowledge of merchants gave them power in Venice and other lands. Even though Venice was small, merchants were respected and sometimes feared. Money gave them power, and smart ideas kept them strong for hundreds of years. Rulers of the sea. Venice controlled the sea to keep trade safe and earn money. The city built a strong navy with warships to guard merchants. Sailors protected goods like spices, silk, and gold from pirates. Venice made deals with other countries so ships could travel safely. Controlling the sea let Venice make rules for trade, charge fees, and stop rival ships. Kings and rulers respected Venice's navy because it could protect the city and trade routes. The sea gave Venice more power than armies on land. By the 15th century, Venice was not just a city. It became the main place for trade between Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. The sea helped Venice stay rich, safe, and respected. The strength of Venetian banks. Venice became very important because of its banks. Even though it was small, it could handle money from all over the world. Banks kept gold and silver safe for merchants from Europe and Asia. They lent money to traders and kings who needed money for wars or big projects. Banks also changed money from different countries so merchants could trade easily. By the 15th century, Venice had some of the safest and most trusted banks. Merchants did not need to carry gold on long trips. Venice also created bills of exchange, which were like early checks. These helped the city control trade and grow richer than many empires. Banks gave Venice power far beyond its small islands. People from far lands trusted its money system. The hidden power of merchants. Venetian merchants were more than people who sold things. They also helped make rules and deals with other countries. They could help kings and popes because they lent money to leaders who had no cash. Merchants also used money to build big ships that could carry goods far away. Each merchant knew prices, markets, and what people wanted. They used this knowledge to make smart deals. Their money gave them respect and power in Venice and other countries. They controlled trade, money, and sometimes rules in the city. Merchants kept secrets to stay ahead of other cities. Their smart thinking and money made Venice, a small island, very important. Venice's trade routes. Venice made trade routes to Europe, Asia, and Africa. Ships from Venice went everywhere with silk, spices, jewels, and other goods from the east. They also sent wool, glass, and wine from Italy to far places. Ports in Venice, Crete, and Cyprus were full of ships from many countries. Venice built safe harbors and strong docks to protect goods. By the 16th century, Venice controlled most trade between Europe and the East. The city also made deals with other countries to stop attacks on ships. These trade routes helped Venice stay rich and strong for hundreds of years. Alliances that helped Venice became stronger because it made smart deals with other lands. The city made agreements with nearby states, kingdoms, and even the Pope. Venice promised trade and protection to keep peace. These deals stopped wars and kept trade safe. Venice also worked with other cities like Florence and Genoa, sharing knowledge and trade routes. By the 14th century, Venice had friends in Asia, Africa, and Europe. These deals let Venice grow its trade and navy without big wars. Venice used smart deals, money, and trade to stay safe and rich. Even though it was small, Venice became very powerful. The slow decline. Even strong cities can have hard times. By the 17th century, new trade routes around Africa and to America made Venice lose some control of trade with Asia. Other cities built their own banks and ports. Wars with the Ottoman Empire and Spain made Venice weaker. Ships became bigger and faster, so old Venetian fleets could not compete. Venice also had to fight strong nations like England and the Netherlands. Slowly, the city lost power. The small islands could not control all trade in the Mediterranean anymore. Even though Venice was still rich, its golden age of trade and banks was ending. The city had to face new problems. Venice's lasting legacy. Venice left a mark on the world that lasts today. The city showed that smart ideas, good rules, and safe trade could make a small place very powerful. Its banks inspired money systems in Europe for many years. Merchants taught people to plan and trade carefully. The canals, docks, and buildings of Venice are remembered as signs of wealth and skill. Venice's influence can be seen in banks, shipping, and world trade today. The city showed that size does not matter when people use smart ideas and courage. Even today, people study Venice to learn how trade and money can change the world. Venice's story may seem like it is from long ago, but it teaches lessons for today. Small ideas, careful planning, and smart work can grow into great power. Venice started with a few islands and became a global banking superpower. People did not wait for luck. They used knowledge, courage, and smart rules to win. Remember, success does not come only from size. It comes from learning, risk, and careful thinking. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more stories about how small ideas became big successes. Share this video with someone who wants to learn how clever thinking can change the world. Together, we can take the first step toward understanding history and power in money and trade.